press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to the part 7 of organic chemistry, some basic principles and techniques. In the previous class, we discussed about structural representation of organic compounds. There are two ways to represent organic compounds. One is a two-dimensional representation, second one is a three-dimensional representation given. And in two-dimensional representation, there are three types. One is complete formula, second one is condensed formula, third one is bond line formula. In the previous class, we discussed complete formula and a condensed formula. Today, let us move on to the third one called bond line formula. Bond line formula. So, in this case, in a bond line representation of organic compounds, the carbon, hydrogen present in the compounds are not shown in the formula, but other elements, that is oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus and halogen, if it is present. So these atoms are shown in the formula, but carbon and hydrogen atoms are not shown in the formula, but other atoms of other elements, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus and halogens are shown in the formula. And at the same time, hydrogen atoms, if it is attached to any of these atoms, then that can be shown in the formula. Hydrogen atom attached to oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus can be shown in the formula, but hydrogen attached to carbon are not shown in the formula. And in a second point here in the bond line representation is that the carbon to carbon bonds or the carbon chain present in an organic compound is represented by using a line in a zigzag fashion. So this zigzag fashion indicates the carbon chain present in a given compound. So carbon to carbon bonds or carbon chain present in an organic compound is represented by a line in a zigzag fashion. So when we write this carbon to carbon bond in a line representing in a zigzag fashion, intersection of two lines, this intersection point, it indicates one carbon. Intersection of two lines indicates one carbon and appropriate number of hydrogen atoms. What do you mean by appropriate number of hydrogen atoms? The number of hydrogen atoms which can satisfy the tetravalency of each carbon. Which means to say, when the intersection of these two lines indicates one carbon, how many hydrogen atoms that we had to write? Two hydrogen atoms we had to write. Why we had to write two hydrogen atoms? Because carbon already formed two bonds here, one bond, second bond, and left with the two bonds to satisfy the tetravalency of this carbon. Therefore, we have to write CH2 here. Here, the intersection of these two lines indicates CH2 unit. Why it is CH2 unit? Because intersection of two lines indicates one carbon, appropriate number of hydrogen atoms. Already carbon forming two bonds here, left with the two bonds to satisfy the tetravalency of the carbon. Therefore, that two valency are satisfied by two hydrogen atoms. Now, if a double bond is there, that can be represented by putting one more line along this line. So, if I put one more line here, it indicates between these two carbon atoms, there is a double bond. So, the carbon to carbon bonds are represented by a line in a zigzag fashion. Intersection of two line indicates one carbon and appropriate number of hydrogen atoms. Appropriate number of hydrogen atoms means each carbon should satisfy the tetravalency, and terminal end always indicates one carbon and three hydrogen atoms, because already carbon forming one bond here, left with the three valencies, and that is satisfied by three hydrogen atoms. Any double bond is there between the carbon atoms that can be represented by you putting one more line next to this line. So this indicates the double bond between these two carbon. Then what is the intersection of these two line indicates? Intersection of these two line indicates one carbon and one hydrogen. Here you have to write CH only. Why? Because the carbon already forming 3 bonds left with 1 bond, and that bond is satisfied by 1 hydrogen. Now what is this intersection of these two lines indicates? 1 carbon and 1 hydrogen. As the number of bonds goes on increases here, the number of hydrogen atoms decreases. Clear? What is the terminal end? It indicates CH3. Now, if any triple bond is present between the carbon, now you put one more line here and you decrease the hydrogen on either sides. So, you have to remove the hydrogen atoms because these two carbon atoms satisfies the tetravalency. And this is about the bond line formula. The first point, carbon and hydrogen atoms present in a given compound are not shown in the formula, and other atoms, say oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, halogens, are shown in the formula. Hydrogen atoms attached to these atoms are shown in the formula, and double and the carbon to carbon bonds are represented by a line in a zigzag fashion. Intersection of two lines indicate one carbon and appropriate number of hydrogen atoms so that the carbon can satisfy tetravalency. So in a bond line formula, so all the carbon is satisfied with 4 bonds, and double and triple bond can be represented in this way, and the terminal groups indicates CH3 here. CH3 here. So now this is about the bond line formula. Let me give the bond line formula for some of the compounds here. So take an example. First example, CH3, CH2, CH3. So propane, I have taken propane. Okay. So how to represent in a bond line formula? Bond line formula, there are 3 carbon atoms, 1, 2 and 3, propane. So in a zigzag fashion, 1, 2, 3. So this is the bond line representation of propane. Now increase the carbon atom here, CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH, CH2, CH3. So this is the formula given, CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH, CH2, CH3. Now write the bond line formula for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3. Between 3 and the third and the fourth carbon, there is a double bond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Between these two, there is a double bond. So this is the bond line representation of the compound. And the third one, CH triple bond CH. So ethine. Ethine. Correct? Ethane can be represented as, this is ethine. Okay. Now let me give propine in this. CH3, CH, C triple bond CH. So here it is 3 carbon atoms are there in a compound. 1, 2, 3. Between these two there is a triple bond. This is the representation of propine. It is propine. Bond line formula for propine. Now fifth one, CH3, CH2, CH2, CHOH, CH2, CH2, CH3. First you represent this molecule in a condensed formula, and then you can also represent this in a bond line formula, or else First you take the bond line formula for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 carbon atoms are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 carbon atoms, and here 1, 2, 3, 4. At the fourth carbon we have OH group. OH oxygen is the other atom other than carbon and hydrogen. We can represent this OH. As I said, the atoms like oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus can be shown in the bond line formula, and hydrogen atom, since it is attached to oxygen, that can be shown in the formula. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we have OH group. Here we have OH, and that we have to represent by putting a single bond. So this is the bond line representation of the fifth compound. Now write the bond line formula for the following. Take down the question. Write the bond line formula for the following. Write the bond line formula for the following compounds. Write the bond line formula for the following compounds. For the following compounds. Write the bond line formula for the following compounds. Take down first one. CH3, CH2, CH3, CH3. Okay. Second one, CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH, CH Br, CH3. Third one, CH triple bond C, CH, CH3, CH2, CH3. And fourth one, COOH, CH3, CH2, 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 COOH. Fifth one, CH3, CH3, CH2, CH3. Very simple compounds I have given to give the bond line representation. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4. From this end, the second carbon containing methyl group. And if a substituent group is methyl group, that can be shown by using one line, because terminal end here indicates methyl group. Terminal end indicates methyl group. Need not to write CH3 here. Need not to write CH3 group here. So if instead of methyl CH3, if it is CH2CH3, then you have to take one more carbon here. So I will give the separate example for that. So if methyl is the side chain here, you can show by putting one line. Need not to write the methyl group here. So abbreviation we can use for this group is ME. So ME is the abbreviation that we can use for CH3 group, and that group indicates methyl. Therefore it is ME. So need not to write CH3. In some cases you can also write ME. ME stands for methyl group, and this is the representation for this methyl group, abbreviation that we can use. If you are not writing this also, it indicates it is methyl group, because terminal ends are nothing but CH3 units. Here is also CH3, here is also CH3, and here is also CH3. Now move on to the second one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 carbon atoms are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon atoms. And from the last, this we have substituent bromine here, bromo group, and this is second, and between this and this there is a double bond. There is a double bond. You can give the number from this end: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can give the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See here, at the second carbon we have branch Br, and between third and fourth carbon we have double bond. So that can be indicated in the bond line formula. Similarly, write the bond line formula for this compound. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? And this is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, and the fifth carbon. Okay, now, so here between 1 and 2 we have triple bond. Correct? Triple bond can be represented by using two more lines there, and at the third carbon, this is first, second, third, fourth, and this one is fifth. At the third carbon we have methyl group, that I have written one line. The terminal indicates CH3, and left with CH2, CH3, CH2, CH3, and this is about the bond line formula for third compound. Now move on to the fourth one here, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the fifth carbon we have functional group, that is C double bond OH. So functional group COOH can be written as C double bond OH. So therefore you can write double bond OH. See here, C double bond OH. The carbon atom is not shown in the formula, but C double bond OH is written. Functional group can be written like this: C double bond OH. Similarly, the fifth one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the second carbon we have methyl group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the second carbon we have what? Methyl group attached to the carbon. Now let us move on to few more examples. And before going to that, let me give how to represent some functional groups in a bond line formula. I have given COOH. Its structural formula will be OH, and how to represent. So we can represent like this: OH and double bond O. So this is the representation of the functional group, say carboxylic acid. Similarly, if it is CHO group, then C double bond OH. Here double bond OH. You have to mention hydrogen. Otherwise the terminal end indicates CH3 and C double bond O. So this is only this much you can write when the bond line formula is there. So C double bond O. Then so CO NH2. It is called amide group. You can represent it as C double bond O NH2. Instead of OH, what you have to write? NH2. NH2. So this is the functional group, representation of functional group in the given bond line formula. Okay. Now, give the bond line representation for the following compounds. Take two more examples. Take two more examples here. 2 more examples to represent bond line formula. First one, OH CH2 CH2 4 times COOH. Second one, CH3 4 times C. Third one, Cn CH CH3 Cn. Cn CH3 Cn. Cn CH3 Cn. So this is one more compound, and fourth one here you can represent the compound CH3 CH double bond CH Cn, and fifth one Cn CH OH Cn CH OH Cn. So this is your in-text question. Cn CHOH Cn. Now if condensed formula, if it is there, you can represent directly the bond line formula. Even you can condense this formula like this: CH3 and Cn twice. That also you can write to satisfy the tetravalency of this carbon. And here also you can write the CH OH Cn taken twice. Okay, now represent these compounds in a bond line formula. So the first compound COH CH2 CH2 4 times COOH. So total number of carbon atoms 1 plus 4 plus 1. Total 6 carbon atoms. If you want, you can represent it in this form: OH CH2 4 times CH2 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 COOH COOH. Now represent it in bond line formula. So this formula can be condensed, can be written in the form of condensed formula. For that we can write the bond line formula. So how many carbon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including the carbon atom present in functional group COOH. So 6 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And at the first carbon we have OH group. The functional group attached to the terminal carbon is OH. So this is first carbon, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. At the sixth carbon we have C double bond OH. So this is the representation of carboxylic acid. So this is sixth carbon, functional group. So this is COOH group, functional group, and this is alcohol group. This is the functional group at this end. So this is the bond line representation of the first compound. Move on to the second. You can split this. How to split this? CH3, CCH3, CH3, CH3. So this is the formula given. So neopentane, I have given it already, neopentane. But here we need to consider 3 carbon atoms, the longest chain that we have to consider. First, second, and the third carbon. So give the bond line formula here. 1, 2, 3. At the second carbon we have methyl group. 2 methyl groups are attached to the second carbon. So this is first carbon, second carbon, and the third carbon. At the second carbon, 2 methyl groups are attached and the terminal end indicates CH3 unit. So this is the representation of neopentane. Okay, now move on to the third one. So how to represent this third compound? One carbon, second, third and the fourth. You can write like this. So N triple bond C, CH, CH3, C triple bond N. This is the compound because between carbon and nitrogen we have triple bond and here also we have triple bond. So 1, 2, 3. Maximum carbon atom that we get in a chain is 3. Now you represent it in bond line. So 1, 2, 3. Third carbon. So this is first carbon, this is second carbon and this is third carbon. And for the second carbon there is a methyl group and this carbon is attached to what? Nitrogen atom through a triple bond. 1, 2, 3, N and here 1, 2, 3, N. So Cn, Cn. So this is the bond line formula for this compound. Now move on to the fourth one. Similarly write the fourth one, bond line formula. So you can represent this as CH3CH double bond CH, C triple bond N. That is the structure bonds between carbon and nitrogen. So how many carbon atoms? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4. First carbon, second carbon, third carbon and the fourth carbon. Okay. Now 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these are the 4 carbon atoms present here. Between second and third there is a double bond and the fourth one forms triple bond with nitrogen. That is the representation, bond line representation of that compound. Now move on to this. You can write this and even you can skip this also by writing 1, 2, 3. You can write straight away the Cn here. You can also write like this and this can also be written in the bond line formula. Cn you can written directly in the bond line formula. Here also you can represent this one in this way. Cn. Directly you can write the functional group. But this is the actual structure bond line formula. Even you can represent in this way. Now you can write the molecular formula, bond line formula for this compound. Then how to represent the bond line formula here. So 3 carbon atoms are there. 1, 2, 3. And here we have OH group. And here the carbon is attached to nitrogen. Nitrogen, or you can represent it as OH and must you have to write the carbon. So if you are representing this cyanide group in this way means must you have to write carbon. Cn only you have to write. You cannot write like this. You cannot write like this. You cannot write like this. You have to write Cn. Cn. In this way you can represent the bond line formula. And a few more compounds you can take. Take down 6th one. One more functional group I will give. 6th one, CH3, CH double bond CH, CH2, CHO. And you know that CH3, CH double bond CH, CH2, this is a functional group. C double bond OH, this is the aldehyde functional group. So this functional group that we have to represent in a bond line formula. Then how many carbon atoms are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon atoms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is first carbon, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So the first carbon containing carbon to oxygen double bond and hydrogen. You must write hydrogen here. If you leave this terminal end means it indicates CH3. Therefore, you must write hydrogen if aldehyde is a functional group, C double bond OH. You cannot leave this terminal end. If you leave this terminal end as it is, then it indicates methyl group. Then it will not be a aldehyde functional group. So therefore, you have to write C double bond OH. So at the first carbon we have aldehyde functional group. Between third and fourth carbon we have double bond. So here we have double bond. Now take down the seventh one. So CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH2, CH, Br, CH3. CHBr, CH3. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 carbon atoms to the fifth carbon. Bromine is attached, and at the third carbon we have functional group C double bond O. Now we have to write the bond line formula 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. At the sixth carbon there is no group, and here at the fifth carbon we have a substituent group bromine, and at the third carbon we have what? C double bond O. So this is the bond line representation of this molecule. Okay, now I'll give one more example. So eighth one, CH3, CH2, CH, C2H5, CH2, CH double bond CH, CH3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 carbon atoms. Between second and third we have double bond, and at the fifth carbon we have C2H5. C2H5 can be written as CH2, CH3. One at the same. C2H5 is nothing but a ethyl group that can be written CH2, CH3. How to write a CH2, CH3 then? So CH2, CH3 means we can write it in the bond line formula only like this. It is bonded to the main carbon chain. So let me give the representation here. Now 7 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So first carbon, second carbon, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. Now between second and third there is a double bond. At the fifth carbon we have ethyl group. So here you can represent in this way, C2H5. You can represent in that way. Since in bond line formula we cannot use carbon and hydrogen atoms, then how to write this C2H5? As I said, C2H5 can also be written as CH2CH3. CH2CH3. Therefore, you can represent this in this way. See here, intersection of two lines indicates one carbon and two hydrogen atoms, because it is already bonded to two bonds with the carbon atoms, and the terminal end here indicates CH3. Then it becomes C2H5. So you can write like this bond line formula. In a bond line formula, how to represent ethyl group? It should be bonded to the main chain. This is CH2, CH3. CH2, CH3. So this is the bond line formula to represent the ethyl group. So this you can write. Okay, or else you can also write like this formula 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here we have double bond, first carbon, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. You can also write ET. ET stands for ethyl group. Ethyl, that is C2H5. So you can also represent it by using ET. Me stands for methyl, ET stands for ethyl. You can use ET here, and this is the abbreviation that you can use in a bond line formula to represent the ethyl group. Okay, now take one question. Expand the following bond line formula of the compound. Expand the following bond line formula of the compound. So one more question. Expand the following bond line formula of the compound. Expand the following bond line formula of compounds. Expand the bond line formula of the compounds. Means when bond line formula is given, you have to write its formula. That is, you can write the condensed formula for the given bond line formula. Expand the following bond line formula of the compound. So I'll give the examples. First one. So this is the bond line formula given. Now expand this means here we have CH3 group. I'll write it in so 1 carbon, 3 hydrogen atoms, CH3, and 2 carbon atoms and 1 carbon atom and 2 hydrogen atoms here. Already 3 bonds are there. Therefore, this carbon is left with CH. What about this terminal? CH3. And what about here? It is also CH2. What about the terminal end? This is CH3. Now you can write the condensed formula. So you start from left, CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH2, CH3. Or else you can also write like this, CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH2, CH3. So this is the expanded form of the given bond line formula. Similarly, move on to the second one. So this is the bond line formula given. Here we have carbon, but terminal end is not CH3 here because it already forming the two bonds. Two bonds means double bond. So therefore, this unit will be CH2. And look at this carbon. So this carbon forming 3 bonds. Therefore, this unit will be CH, left with 1 valency that is satisfied by 1 hydrogen atom. And what about this carbon? This carbon, 1 carbon, it forming only 2 bonds. Therefore, to satisfy the tetravalency, it demands 2 hydrogen atoms. And these 2 are the bonds, and here is a carbon. Now you look at the functional group here, C double bond OH. It is nothing but a aldehyde group. So now how to write this? CH2 double bond CH, CH2 C double bond OH. This is the formula for the given bond line formula. Okay, now move on to the third one. So then represent the bond line formula. So here CH2, CH2, CH2. Trimethylene. Methylene andre CH2 unit. CH2, CH2, CH2. Because intersection of these two bonds indicates one carbon and there are two bonds already formed, therefore left with two hydrogen atoms, and that is the expanded form of given bond line formula, and it is called cyclopropane. Cyclopropane. That is the formula for the given compound. Now, let me give one more example here. Fourth one. Okay, this is the given bond line formula. Now, this is carbon. Already it forms a three bonds. Therefore, left with only one hydrogen, CH unit. But look at this carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. Already it's satisfied with the tetravalency. Therefore, need not to put any hydrogen atoms. It is C. And here, two bonds already formed and one carbon and two hydrogen atom. OH group is attached and CN between carbon and nitrogen, there is a triple bond. Now you can write the formula. CH triple bond C, CH2 OH, CHOH and CN. Here it is only one hydrogen because it is forming three bonds left with one bond, therefore it is CHOH, CN. Or you can also represent this as CH triple bond C, CHOH, CN. You can also represent the compound in this way, condensed formula. Now move on to the next one. Fifth one. So this is the given bond line formula, and this is one more bond line formula. So now expand this. Now here is NH2, no carbon, and here is one carbon, no hydrogen atoms because it's forming four bonds, 2 plus 1 plus 1, and here one carbon and two hydrogen atoms. This carbon already forming three bonds, therefore it is CH, and here CH2 because only two bonds by carbon. Here it is already forming three bonds, therefore it is CH. You know that terminal one is CH3, this is also CH3. Now you can write the formula here. NH2 C double bond O, it is a functional group called amide. CH2 CHOH, CH2 CH, CH3 CH3. This is the formula, expanded form of this. Again you can write it in a condensed form. So NH2 C double bond O, CH2 CHOH, CH2 CH, CH3 taken twice. So this is the condensed form of this bond line formula. Now you write this bond line formula. This is terminal position CH3, this becomes CH, CH3, CH3. You can write the formula. CH3 taken twice, CH, CH3 taken twice. So this is the expanded form of this bond line formula. Now move on to the next one. that is seventh one. Now you can expand this. How to write this? Ring structure is there. CH2 unit, CH2 unit, CH2 unit. This is also CH2. This is also CH2. But here it comes CH because already it is forming 3 bonds. 1, 2, 3 and 1 hydrogen. And what about this? This is also CH and this is CH3 and this is also CH3. Now you can write the expanded form of this compound. How to write? CH2, 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 CH, CH3, CH3. So this is the expanded form of this compound. This is bond line and this is expanded. So where the units that we get, if it forms a ring structure, all the carbon will get only 2 hydrogen atoms. So this is the expanded form of the given bond line formula. So this is about the 2-dimensional representation of the molecules in a condensed formula, complete formula, condensed formula and bond line formula. So in bond line formula, that does not containing any carbon and hydrogen. Carbon and hydrogen atoms are not shown in the bond line formula. Carbon to carbon bonds is represented by using a line in a zigzag fashion. Intersection of any 2 lines indicate the 1 carbon and appropriate number of hydrogen atoms to satisfy the tetravalency of each carbon atom present in a given molecule. So once the bond line formula is given, you can write the respective formula for the compound by using the bond line formula, and any other atoms are present in a compound that can be shown in a formula. Double and a triple bond can be shown by putting double dash and a triple dash, and this is about the bond line formula representation of the organic compounds. Now let us move on to the next one, 3-dimensional representation of compound. So 3-dimensional representation. So 3-dimensional representation. In 3-dimensional representation, we have solid and dashed wedge formula. Solid and dashed wedge formula. What do you mean by solid wedge? So this is the representation of solid wedge. So solid wedge. And this represents bond directing towards observer. Observer means it is moving away from the board. That is bond directing towards the observer. And a dashed wedge. This is dashed wedge. Dashed wedge. So this represents bond directing away from the observer. Away from the observer means it is moving in a backside of the board, and it is a bond towards the observer, and bond directing away from the observer means it is not in the plane of board, it is behind the board. It is projecting behind the board and it is projecting away from the board towards the observer, and that is solid wedge, and it is the dashed wedge. And a simple line, this is simple line, and this represents bonds on the plane of board. Plane of board. So it is on the plane of board. Now we can represent the methane molecule. Example, methane molecule. So carbon, one hydrogen. This is second hydrogen. And in the third hydrogen, so third bond, it is, this is third one, here is hydrogen, and the fourth one, fourth bond, and this is one more hydrogen. See here, 4 hydrogen atoms are bonded to the carbon, that is methane molecule, that is a formula CH4. This is 3-dimensional representation of the methane molecule. So these two bonds represents simple line. So simple line bonds represents bond in the plane of these two bonds. So these two bonds in the plane of board. So it is in the plane of this board, and this is solid wedge bond towards what? Observer. Nimma kadegide bond. It is like this towards the observer, and this is dashed wedge. It is bond away from the observer. Bond away from the observer here. So here we have the bonds. See here, this is carbon, and these two bonds are on the plane of the board, and this bond is towards the observer, solid wedge. And look at this bond, this is away from the observer because it is backside, it is projecting backside the board. So plane of the board. Therefore, this bond is towards the observer, this is away from the observer, and these two bonds are on the plane of the board. So in that way, you can represent, or you can give the 3-dimensional representation of the molecule. So this bond is solid wedge, you can say. This is towards the observer, and this is dashed wedge away from the observer. It is pointing away from the board, and it is towards the observer, means it is projecting to the front of the plane, and this is on the plane towards the observer, away from the observer. So this is the methane molecule, and this is 3-dimensional representation of methane molecule. So this is about the structural representation of organic compounds, 2-dimensional representation, 3-dimensional representation. So in today's class, we discussed about the bond line formula of the given organic compound and a 3-dimensional representation of the organic compounds. Okay, thank you. Let me continue in the next class. Thank you.